One dimension of a leader's responsibility, which seldom receives the attention it deserves to receive, is around employee relationships. A leader's value system and style very strongly influences the organization's relationship with its employees. Every leader is essentially confronted with two possible ways in which to shape that relationship. And all the experts in the field of employee relations alluded to these two broad choices. One is the choice to build a relationship centered around what is called reciprocity, and the other is to shape the relationship around a marketplace orientation. Reciprocity really means that there will be a certain long term orientation, there is a certain give and take, that employees are told that you give your best and we will do our best to take care of you, that we will invest in your development, that it is possible to pursue employment with a long term orientation, that we will take a fair view about performance ups and downs, that we will not deal with performance in harsh manners, that we will try as far as possible to not pass on the risks of doing business to you, especially you if you're not at a senior level, and so on and so forth. In return, employees give their best, they give their commitment, uh, they do everything that they can to serve the organization. This is really the whole principle of reciprocity, which shapes the employee relations narrative of many organizations. Leaders themselves would like the boards and the organizations to uphold the principle of reciprocity even towards them, that their own performance must be viewed from a long term orientation rather than a short term orientation. Then comes the marketplace oriented kind of relationship. In the marketplace oriented relationship, the risk of doing business is passed on entirely to employees, which means that in a difficult phase, we will not necessarily protect the interests of employees. We may downsize, we may restructure, we may ask employees to leave, we may push employees hard in terms of results, we would have forced distribution around performance, and so on and so forth. So, therefore, the view to employee relationships can be either marketplace oriented or reciprocity based, depending on the stance of the leader, which itself is influenced by the larger culture upheld by the organization. Therefore, my question is, what is the stance that a leader believes in? What is the stance that the leader would like for himself or herself? That will finally determine what kind of commitment, what kind of trust, and what kind of genuine relationships are built at the workplace. I therefore invite leaders to think deeply about their own stance about employee relations, their own needs about how they would like to be treated. Because without that, all the bells and whistles around engagement and welfare and wonderful workplaces to work in may merely be lip service. Thank you.